So around a week ago, I bought this 1992 Mercedes S320, nicknamed the Whale. Now, the nickname Whale comes from its size, because by no means this is a small car. This is quite big. It's actually not quite big, it's big in general. So honestly, I haven't had the chance to drive this car a lot. I've been driving it bits and pieces, you know, because it took some time for me to get the paperwork done and all of the other nonsense. But from the amount I have driven it, it's a great car. Now, this being a 1992 year car, the interior is in great condition. The seats, everything, the ceiling, like even the steering wheel is in a decently good shape. Everything, like honestly, the interior looks so good. Like comparing it to like my 1993 E-Class, all of the wood is in great shape, everything, unlike in my other car, which all of the wood is like already peeling and everything. So this car is in a great condition. Now it has its flaws. The ABS doesn't work, the speedometer doesn't work, which is probably because of the ABS. I need to get the wheels balanced because, you know, it's a tiny bit shaky, because I don't even know when the previous owner did it, if he has done it at all. But of course, the 18-inch AMG rims really made this car look much better. So at least that's good. So I think I got a pretty good deal. I bought this car for 4,600 euros. The owner wanted 5,000. I didn't want to pay 5,000. I wanted to pay much less, because this car was actually a legit barn find. Like, it was sitting in a barn. Like in the ad, like it looked so good. The car was just like taken, like the car was like photographed in a way where it looked so beautiful. It didn't have any dings or bangs. Now it has, you know, some scratches on the door. When the owner like showed me the car, like it was all like it wasn't covered in hay, but it definitely had some hay on it. You could see a cat's paws, you know, walking up and over it, which of course there should be some nail marks. But it's a 1992. Like it's supposed to have, you know, it's not gonna be in a great condition. And, you know, for this car to be like 100% like great condition, like I don't even know how much would you pay for it. But I guess enough of me yapping, like let's go for a drive. So the car starts as a charm, no issues whatsoever. For some reason, I haven't found it out yet, but it wants to like, it chokes a tiny bit while, you know, starting off. And at first I thought maybe it's because of a large gas tank and because I was running it on like pretty low fuel. But it turns out not, because I have it filled up quite a bit. But there's this noise also, which is might be power steering. I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna find that out as time goes on. But yeah, so the engine is 3.2 liters gas. It has 170 kilowatts of power, which in horsepower it's like, I don't know, like maybe 250, something like that, along those lines. So the car weighs nearly 2 tons, 1,900 kilos, which it drives like it's not really that fast. Honestly, 170 kilowatts on a car that weighs nearly 2 tons, it is not fast whatsoever. But this is an S-Class. Like, you're not supposed to, like, you know, just go running around in a car like that. Like for me, at least in my mind, this is a cruiser, and cruising in this car is awesome, to say the least. Now, the ride is a tiny bit rough because, well, it's not the original rims. I think the originals are either 16 or 17 inch. These are 18 inch. So of course, you know, smaller tires, you know, a tiny bit rougher ride. But honestly, ride is still really comfortable. And yeah, I really hope driving the shit out of this car. This is a car where I really want to take care of, but at the same time, I really want to drive it. I really hope going cross-country with this car, like, honestly, driving to Germany, which would be a really long drive, but driving to Germany and going to like the big Mercedes museum would be so awesome. Like driving in all the, you know, S-Class to a Mercedes museum to walk around, like that would be so awesome. Now, Well, that's a nice Subaru, but let's not get off topic. So I fell in love with this car like already after like owning it for, you know, a week and driving it for only like a couple of days. So the one annoying thing is, well, the radio doesn't work, well, stereo doesn't work whatsoever. So, you know, I'm driving in silence with no music, which, like, driving this car with like old 80s music would be, I don't know, that would be such a good vibe. So unfortunately that's not gonna happen yet, but I'm gonna get that fixed. Also, I'm not getting used to the size of the car yet. Like I'm having trouble parking this because I don't understand where the end of the front of the car is and where the actual end of the car is. So I'm having trouble with that, but of course I'm gonna get used to it. Now, as per usual, you know, when you're like doing something, or like, you know, if you're going to do something or buying something, there's always that feeling of, am I making a good choice? Like, you know, like you're always like, when it comes the time to do it or buy it, like you start thinking, should I? Am I doing something stupid? Do I even need this? But I had a feeling like this, like before, like a couple of days before buying this car, and like a day like after I bought it, and even driving it back home, like I was like, do I need this? Like, did I make a good choice buying this car? And I can clearly tell you that I made a good choice. 4,600 euros for this car. I think I got a steal. Like, this is an awesome car. So the reason why I bought this Mercedes is because at the end of the summer, on August, I'm like 90% sure that I'm gonna be saying goodbye to my Mustang, because, well, first and foremost, I don't have a place to like storage it, to keep it, you know, in a good, warm, you know, garage, and it is rotten. It, like, saying rusted is an understatement. Like, it's completely rotten, and I think, like, to fix it, it would cost the same as I paid for the Mustang itself. I paid 3,000 for it, and I'm pretty sure that to just weld completely like new front of it, because everything from the front bumper to the fucking windshield, everything in between that is metal. It is rotten. The strut towers are like in a kind of a good condition, but they're like not really in a good condition. But everything below strut bars, all of the metal, it is rotten. So unfortunate. The Mustang is my first car. Really don't want to get rid of it, but I neither have the finances or the storage to keep it. So that's the reason why I bought this. So this is gonna be my new, like, fancy schmancy, you know, cruising car. So yeah, I think enough of me yapping around. I think let's pop the hood. So everything under the hood is nice and tidy, but just dusty, you know. There just needs to be some cleaning done, and there are some soot, you know, in some places. It would be nice to get everything just dry ice blasted, but unfortunately there's not an option for me where I live, unless maybe going into some other city. Now you might be wondering what is on the engine itself. Now everyone says, you know, I need to fill you know, my gas tank, which, like, gas means gasoline, but it also, this car, which, if you're not living in Europe, because I think in America they don't even use that thing, so if you're watching from United States or Canada, this is an actual gas system, which it's basically, gas is really cheap, and you know, a lot of people who have gasoline engines, because diesel doesn't really go with the gas that well, but who have gasoline engines, they put gas in it because, well, for the economy. I'm gonna be taking that out. I think that gas is only for like work cars, you know, if you have like a Ford Transit or something where you need to go to a job site, or, you know, you drive a lot if you work in construction or anything else, and basically you just want to drive cheaply, you know, for like a work car, a business car. Or like for this Sunday evening cruising car, I think this is stupid. So I'm gonna be taking that out. whenever I have the chance. But other than that, the engine bay looks in a really good condition, you know, apart from like, you know, I need to clean the dust and that's it. So what you just seen in the trunk is the actual gas tank. Now it takes up like half of the trunk, which is annoying because, well, if I want to go paddle boarding, well, my paddle board is probably not gonna fit the trunk. So yeah, gonna be taking that out, gonna be fixing the ABS, the speedo, and get the wheels balanced and get the radio working, but stereo working. But other than that, this is such a cool car. Now I really want to go on like a mini road trip with this car soon, so I think that I'm gonna leave off this video here and I'm gonna see you next time. Now for the next time, I really hope, you know, going somewhere where I haven't been, seeing something that I haven't seen, driving my new Merc, which is hopefully gonna be nice and reliable for me because, well, you know, this era is still known for reliability. I think everything after this Mercedes, like 99 and so on, I think that it went to shit. But this is, I think, the last great S-Class. So yeah, thank you for watching this quick video. See you next time.